Right, we should be good to go. Both players have arrived. Frankel's been here for a few minutes. Acero has just arrived. At least he showed up a second ago. I think he's already gone in the room. And we'll go in and join and get ready for the start. This is the last match on the one-loss side. And it's between Acero and Frankel. And it's a race to 100. And here we go with the lag. Good evening. Welcome to the stream. Now, again, I don't know who's who, but I'm guessing that's Frankel on the right. Might be wrong. Yep, Frankel has won the lag. And naturally he's put Acero in. Oh, good evening, Yama. Long time no see. Been hiding away in Shooter's Pool, I noticed. Yeah, it's a good break. That's the thing about breaking the sort of traditional snooker way. If you get the break right, that yellow ball, that one ball goes back across to the pack. And the closer it goes to the pack, obviously, the better the break it is. So, nothing available there for Frankel. Well, you need to remember I'm not speaking English, I'm speaking Scottish. Good evening, Mark. Welcome aboard. And a reminder that the winner of this match is going to go through to play semi-pro in the final, which, from what Frankel told me, is a race to 200. And we've got the possibility of a rematch, and Frankel looking for revenge for his loss in the 8-ball bar table World Championships that was held earlier last year. Well, you know what I say about high ratings. High ratings for show, potting the winning ball for dough. Well, let's have a little study at the pack here. What have we got? We've got a possible, and that looks as if it might be going slightly to the jaw, that 4-ball. But if you look at the 12, it's going more to the jaw when you look at it from that angle. But there's a gap. Now the gap that's there might be enough to actually make the angle to pot that 4, if anybody's brave enough. Well, they can't say an awful lot, because I mean I played a guy whose name I won't mention, but is a 2,800 rated straight pool player, and I beat him 6 times in a row in a race to 100 before he won one of the matches. Now that's either because I'm just so bloody good at it, or his rating's a bit higher than probably what it should be. And I think my rating in straight pool's about 1,800, and I hardly play the game. So we've got a cagey start here. Early tactical manoeuvres going on here in this first rack. Now, Frankel squeezed one out and he scratched. So there's the first real mistake. And the first chance is going to go to acero. We've still got a tight pack, so, and there's only, you know, what, 3 balls out in the open, a couple of them stuck in that end rail. Yeah, I did. I won six. Well, not all in the same day, obviously. We played each other like 6 different times. And I managed to win. But again, it's the obvious thing. You're only going to win against these higher rated guys if you play in a sensible manner. You know, if you just go smacking balls around the table, you're just leaving yourself open. Got to keep it tight. Well, now he's got a bit of a dilemma here, because ideally he would wanted to finish short on that 15 ball, 13 ball, so he could get into the pack. So he's going from the one off the rail, which is too tight, and of course the mistake is made. And now what's he left? Well, safe to say, a visit of just, well, was he on a minus at the time? I can't remember, but he's only really scored 3, so it was a tight pack. There wasn't a lot there to go at. And the critical shot, well, the critical shot was played with the wrong ball. Ideally, he wanted to be playing it off that 13 ball, and he didn't get good position for it. So, unless something else or someone else got a higher run, we're at the last 2 matches in the tournament, and the highest run is still Frankel's of 71, which I believe he did in his, it might have been his first visit in his first match. And I don't think anybody's come close. I still think the second highest, again, unless somebody tells me different, is still Romario with a 51. Well, let's have a wee look here and see where the break ball might be. Well, that 9 ball is pretty good for the corner of the pack, and that 7 ball might be as well, but it's a bit tight. I'll tell you, I'm definitely loving this background removal program. It's excellent. Tiny little flicker here or there, but it's well impressive. So it is. I just put my webcam on just to actually look at it and see that the background doesn't jump around. It looks very good. It goes out of focus when you lean forward towards the camera, but once you sit central, it settles down pretty good. Well, there's Frankel's biggest bugbear he's had in matches is actually the break ball, and that's costing him. It hasn't cost him the tournament yet, but it cost him to end up over on the one loss side, and that's his first break miss. And so Frankel's visit ended only in, what, 11 was it? I think Frankel was in a minus. So a jittery start. And as Frankel said in the lobby, he said he came in cold. He was here about, what, 10 minutes before the match was due to start. I think these players prefer to do their warming up during the match. Yeah, he always says that, and he's been practicing offline for the last 4 hours. Now there's an opportunity in the 8 ball to loosen up that pack there. That's a very good angle in the 8. At least it looks like it from this end. Well, that could have broken better. I think he's got a problem here. You know, can he see the 10? Well, it's no, maybe not. Let's have a look. Oh, he can see the 10. I think he can get to the potting angle. Well, then again, the closer you look at it, it's tight. And it goes. So we've got a split in the table here. If you look at the screen, you've got these 4 balls in the bottom half as we look. Now they're no good. So now that acero's down at the bottom half, he should be taking care of them right in a way. I mean, he's looking at the 1 ball, but I still harp on about the same thing every time. You have to get rid of these balls here, because this isn't where you're working. You're not working down the bottom end here. Your focus is on the business end, and all the time you're potting balls up at that end, you're leaving more and more to get taken care of down here. So let's look at the break ball, that one there or that one there, and there's only 1 more ball to pot unless he takes one of the possible break balls. So I don't like the way he's going about this. He might prove me wrong, but I don't like the way he's doing this. It's not the way I'd be doing it. Definitely not. I'd be down here in the bottom half of the table, get rid of those 4 balls, and then that's it. You just forget about them. All he's doing now is thinking about what's going on down here, and that's never a good way to get your act together. And now, with that shot, unless he decides to take the 4, I think he's lucky he can see the 4. He's now going to lose his break ball if he takes the 7. I mean, that's a guaranteed break ball. The rest of them, he's got slim to 0 chance unless he gets a perfect angle on one of them. So he's left a 7 ball. Well, I think he's gone far enough in the 5 where he can just draw back. He might be able just to drop through. He might be slightly the wrong angle. No, he's pretty straight. He could go through off the rail. But as I say, this is just all hinges on holding well for this 2 ball when he takes the 13. And the worst thing he'll do is go square in the 2. He's higher up in the 2, so that's not bad. That's pretty good to hold for a good potting angle in this 7. And as I mentioned earlier, the 7 is down near the corner of the pack, so that's where you want to be hitting the pack to free up some balls. You don't want to slam straight into the side. It usually doesn't do great. Well, he's actually hit either the second or the corner ball, but the cue ball's frozen to the spot, and he might have ended up in nothing here. Well, yep, I think it's... I don't think you can see the 1, and that 14 is really, really tight. Well, looking at it from here, right behind the cue ball, it looks as if it's going to brush the 11. He might be in nothing. He's certainly got a tight 8 ball here. Is that going to hang up? Yes, it is. Well, in the end, he got to the break ball, but the break just ended up ugly. So it's a contribution of 15, a slender lead for acero. And well, we've got one ball down here in the bottom right hand corner, the 8 ball, but that's not doing any damage there, so that can easily be taken care of. So there's only 2 balls in the bottom half of the table. We've got that 13 in the right hand rail by the middle pocket, which Frankel could probably just roll it up to the 8 slowly. And not an obvious break ball here unless he nudges something out from that little cluster in the middle of the triangle. He's going to play the gentle combo. Just a little brush down the rail. No power in it at all. He doesn't want that 13 ball to squirt away. And that will do. And that's him. Well, he's, for some strange reason, well, I presume he's going to get rid of the 13, but he's back looking at the top end of the table. I mean, he could have the idea of leaving the 13 as an emergency escape route. And it could possibly, when you think about it, it could possibly be a break ball, believe it or not. If you get good towards that side rail, you can use the angle off the 13 to go around a couple of rails and into the pack. Well, he's nudged those remaining balls. There's nothing really good there at all. I mean, the 14 is right behind the pack on the corner of the triangle. The 10 ball's a reasonable break ball if you get a good angle on it. So there is possibilities here. But likewise, well, now he's got the dilemma, he's got the problem. He's still got that 5 in the right rail, and he's got the 13 in the bottom corner here. So now the possible break ball has gone, or the one that would have been the favourite to be the break ball, it's out the equation. And now, what does he do? Leave the 14 as the break ball. And he can't leave himself dead straight on this 5. He's got to get an angle on that 5 in the rail. And now he's gone. That's the worst possible outcome. He's gone dead straight. And if he deep draws this ball, he's going to end up in the pocket. So what angles he managed to create here? Well, that's pretty good. That will do. And he's a bit of luck. And he's on the 3. Let's have a look at this. Well, that isn't a combo. That's going to the jaw if the 9 ball was out the way. So once again, we've still got that little cluster, but there's a couple of balls at the back of the pack there that he can get use of. Let's have a look at those. I mean, there's the perfect ball to help these balls open up. All the time he's picking these balls off, that's the sort of stuff that he's thinking. And just how he can improve the situation. And he might be able to do that now. No, I think he's dead straight. Well, he can certainly have a go at it off the... Is that the 9 or the 1? Definitely off the 1. $10 ball coming into play. Now we've got the 5 ball on this bottom rail. Now, he's got a shot in the 10 ball right now that he could just drop down onto the 5 and get rid of it. Now that 4 ball is blocked off by the 8, and he's not good in the 2. He's got the escape route of the 10 ball, so that's worked out. Well, a wee bit fortunate the 10 ball was there, because I don't think he had much else. Once again, he's going to have to maybe squeeze this a wee bit, give it a little punch. Now, ideally, at some point he wants to drop behind the 13 and the 7. 13 certainly goes into the right middle. And that's what his plan was there. Get rid of the 11 and the 13, I would think, because that then opens up the 7. But where's the break ball again? Right, now 8 ball, that doesn't count because that's still in a triangle. On the 13 now. So it's either the 2 or the 7 for the break ball. The run goes to 24. And the lead is building up. So the 7's going, and it's going to be the 2, I would think. Now, has he gone a bit far? I think he wanted to be further down the table here in that 4, because now he's just hitting this with inside English to squirt the cue ball, and he hasn't into it enough. He just wanted to help that cue ball off the rail there a wee bit further. He's way short, and I know what I'd be doing. I'd be playing safe. There's no way he should be doing something stupid here. I mean, take your points and run and hide. That's what I'd do. Well, it's a brave shot. It's a brave shot, and it's worked out. And it keeps the run going. That was well played. I wouldn't have played it. I would have been hiding in that far right hand corner there. That's guaranteed. But there's a lot of clutter up there, and there's a fair bit of movement going to be needed here to pick 1 or 2 out. And again, taking that risk, and you're just totally relying on luck that you're going to be on a ball. And we've got a right mess to be picked out here. The simple shot obviously is the 15 and then the 14, but he needs an angle on that 14, which he's got, and he can now nudge things out the way a wee bit here. And he's going to do the same again. I don't know whether he's going to nudge the 4 and the 11 here. Might brush off the 9 into the 4 and the 11. Hard to say whether he's hitting that 9 ball half ball. If he hits it thinner than that on the right hand side, I don't think he is. I think he's going to be hitting it in the left by the look of the cut. And it's going to run away. Yeah. And he's made, well, there's the ultimate error. He's actually missed a pot. So the run ends on 31. The mistake has been made again, and what's more, Acero's got an angle here. Well, I think he's going to take it off one of these. No, that 3 ball I don't think is going to help him much. I think it's pretty straight. So he just has to pick his way through these to get himself back onto Frankel's coattails here. There was just a threat that he was going to build up a substantial lead, but he's made the mistake, and it's all up to Acero to lay out the punishment if he can. Well, that's opened things up. One single shot there, every ball is now open, and now you would think he would take the 4 and get rid of the 9, because he's going to be on a ball. He can't not be on a ball if he pots this 9. Well, I don't know what he's planned here. Now, 1 ball is the break ball, 5 balls in the triangle. Oh, this is getting a wee bit weirder the way he's going about this. Because if he pots the 5, he's just running down here. He's got to move the cue ball if he's doing that. No, he's playing a gentle one. Wrong side of the 7. That's all the time the 9 ball's sitting there. So if he pots the 13, the angle he's got, surely, I don't know whether he can draw and hold. Yes, he can. So now he's looking at coming out to sort of there. I'm going to get my line right. Yeah, roughly about the line, and that way he can get into the pack. Well, he actually drew to the top of the pack there with that shot. So he's broke out a few balls. We've still got a big cluster, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 balls to be taken. And the possibility that if he gets on the 5, I mean, the way that he could do it would be maybe to try and get out and get that 7. Well, that's gone a bit pear-shaped. And my thinking would have been, if possible, get rid of the 3, take the 4, and get the cue ball to about there, as tight as you can to the rail, and get on the 5. If you can't do that, get the cue ball out to there and do the same thing and get into the pack. Well, is there anything at the back there? Well, the 6 ball, well, that takes that problem out of the equation. If he gets good on this with the break shot in the 6. Well, that looks not bad. I mean, okay, there's 3 balls at the wrong end of the table, but at least he's on a ball at the important end. So Acero is only 6 points behind. The run is on 14, and there's plenty more here for the taking. Well, now's the opportunity to take the 15, maybe run on to the 3 and get rid of the 11. Can he? The 11 or the 12? What's the angle like? Well, the angle looks good to me. I'd be potting the 15 and just resting onto the 3, or even skimming off the right side of it. Well, he's managed to just play a little stunt, avoided that. So that's going to open up the table, and we have a 3 ball for a break ball. Looks like it. It's right in the middle of the pack, or the middle of the side of the pack when it's re-racked. Where's this cue ball ending up? Well, the emergency escape route is there. Although he might be pretty straight on it. I think that's partly the problem, that 2 ball. Let's have a look. No, there's enough there to get the cue ball around and out the corner. Now, does he want to pot a ball further up the table? See, the 4 ball is very risky. That's because he's ended up in this awkward corner. That 4 ball is a tight cut into the middle. I mean, there's safer shots to have a go at, but he's played it well. And now the only other problem ball, if we can call it a problem ball, is just dealing with a 14. So it could be 14. No, it's 11. Getting rid of that one. Of course, that's in the middle of the pack. It isn't doing anything there. Well, where's the cue ball going now? I think he's gone straight. He's dead straight in the 9. And now, of course, we know the 3 ball's going to be the break ball, and he has to get good on this 14. And I think he has. He's got more than enough angle to drop this in, and he's looking to, you know, finish. The problem is the angle he's got. He might have to go across. Is he managing to hold it? Yes, he has. He's almost at the end of the line. The first line that I drew. So he's got his break shot, and this is going into the side of the pack. No, he's hit the top of the pack again. That 7 ball. And how's his luck? Well, he's got the cut back into the middle. And if he pots the 7, he can run down here. Worst thing that will happen is he should be on the 9, but he could play for the 12. If he takes the 1, he's going over to the right side as we look. So the run is on 27, and once again, as long as he actually keeps this cue ball under control, there's points here to be pinched if he can do it. The angle he's got in the 4 means the cue ball's running away from him a bit here, so he might just chance to luck here. Or can he hold it? I think he's gone a wee bit too far for comfort here, but he's got the escape route. He's got the option of the 9. But he wanted to get on that 12 there, but the angle he had just meant the cue ball just wanted to run away, and it was difficult to hold. But he can remedy that here. Well, it's going to be a cutback this time, I think, on this 7. I don't think he's on anything. Now, does he want to go forward and brush this side, or try and miss the pack and come in, or does he want to stun? So he's stunned. You've got to get lucky. And how lucky is he? Well, he's on the 10. And he's on the 15. I think he can cut the 15. Can he? And then again, no, he can't. So, well, that's found a little gap, and he's in a nice little spot here. Let's go up that end and have a look. Now that 11 ball that's just been nudged out, that's in a perfect spot for a break shot. It's just at the top right of the triangle as we look to the right of that 2 ball, and that might be the shot. Now he's straight in the 15. I think he's too straight. No, he's got an angle. See, when you look at it from the top, it looks dead straight, but he can squeeze a wee angle there. Little nudge onto the 2, and that's perfect. So we get rid of the 5, get rid of the 8, or rid of the 2, then the 5, whatever way he wants to do it, but he wants to be able to get up the table towards these middle pockets and beyond, maybe, to get a good angle for the break shot. So the run goes to 36. And acero is now building up a lead. Now this is important. This is probably the most important shot of the match. Acero's got the lead. He's over halfway home, and if he can get good on this 11, and he's gone a wee bit too far for comfort here. Just a wee bit more. He wanted to be about there. Now he's in a blind pocket, and this has to go. And this is a crucial one for the match in terms of his prospects. And he's played it well controlled. Is he on anything? Well, he can cut the 10. So that. Now, if you remember, and somebody will remind me who's watching the stream, this has all come about from Frankel's attempted break shot. The attempt to break the pack, and he failed. And this has all come about from that mistake. So this is severe punishment Frankel's getting. And acero looks to be coming good at the right time. And the lead is 21. And these balls have split very nice. And there's plenty more. Well, I'm sure the Japanese contingent in the audience will be well pleased with this so far. $35. Well, he's certainly well past that now. Now, what's he done here? Ah, he's got himself in trouble. Another millimetre past that 15, he was fine, and now he's going to have to just pull one out here into a blind pocket again, down the rail. Now if he gets the pato, he's overdone it by a mile. So that's how easy it is to go out of shape, and the run ends at 44, but more importantly, it's what? I can't count. 39. Is it a 24-point lead for acero? Well, how significant is that contribution going to be in the outcome? Because all of these, it's the same thing again. All of these points are aceros, and they're all going to Frankel. Just running out of line. So what's Frankel's response going to be? He has to get better use of that break ball. That's 4 that I've seen where he's failed. 3 in 1 match that cost him. Excuse me, I've got the hiccups now. So, looking for a sizable response here from Frankel. And really, the way the match is poised right now, Frankel honestly can't afford a mistake until he gets rid of that deficit. He has to be on par with acero to keep himself in touch in a match, and really can't afford an error until he gets that deficit down. If he does, acero could be adding another 20 odd points and the match could be done and dusted. But that's how much on a knife edge it is. And this thin cut on a 12 and slamming into the pack. How's the outcome going to be? Well, he's definitely left it tough here. He's got the 7 into a blind pocket, and he's got a dicey little cut in the 11. Cue ball running out into the middle of the table. Little nudge onto the 2. Well, there's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you're being fair, there are 6 balls here. There's 6 points for the taking before he has to do something, and maybe even 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All of these balls here are all there. Nothing needs to be moved. If he gets rid of the 13, that opens up the 6. He's running a wee bit. He needs to keep running when you think about it. Just nudge the 3 there. I see that's again taking a risk, because you're just risking finishing on a ball, and he's got testy little pots here. Can't take the 3 long, it cuts into the middle, and he's got the 1. The run goes to 17, and he's still trailing by 7. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6 balls on the table, so he's going to have to get a break shot to get himself into the lead. And where's the break ball? Well, 13 balls in the triangle, 6 ball is in it. 2 ball is a possibility, but it's high up. The 15 is behind the pack, so you're having to do something with the cue ball to try and get a decent break shot off that. So, well, he's going to have to work some magic here. And now the vital shot, getting himself right on this break ball. And surely he can't miss the break shot this time. He's at least going to pot the ball. Whether or not he gets good into the pack remains to be seen. Oh, he's okay. He's okay. It squeezes past. It's tight, but it goes. He just wants to be sending it to the right hand side of the pocket, and that'll avoid any contact with the 2. So the run has now gone to 24, and the match is all square. 63 points all. That contribution by Acero of 44. The lead has now gone. Well, he's freed a ball, but he's actually just locked up another couple. But they can be dealt with. The 5 ball, if he pots it, he can run into them. But he's taking the 3 by the looks of it. How's that on the 1? Well, pot the 1, little brush onto the 10. Well, 13 ball goes, so he doesn't need to move it. He can actually run through and come up the table somewhere here and play the 13. If he gets that side, he can nudge something. So he's got a couple of options available to him here with this shot. Well, he's chosen to run into them and take the risk again. He's got a cut back in the 7. Well, yeah, it's not on the rail, but it's not easy. Cut back on the 9. Oh, good evening. Well, if you're just late joining, Frankel had a break shot early on in the match, missed that. With a bit of to and fro early on, and from Frankel's mistake, acero got a run of 44, and then acero just ran out of shape, had a cut back down the left rail as we look, and cut it into the rail, and this is Frankel's response from that mistake. The run has gone to 32, the lead has gone to 8, and is this going to be a match winning run? That's the odds-on favourite for a break shot into the corner of the pack, or somewhere there in the pack, or if you finish up here onto the rail and into the pack. Well, not so much that way, but the other way. But let's see what he does. Well, it's going to be off the rail, but the problem is he's gone a lot further than he wanted. He's now a bit too straight, so he's going forward and around the corner. And there's a mistake again. He's missed the break shot with the inside English, and this is costing him dearly. Yeah, that's five crucial break balls. 2 in this match and 3 in the other match that I was watching. And Frankel's run ends on 36 at the worst possible time. Only 25 away from the final, and only, and I say only, an 8-point lead. Oh no, tell a lie, I can't count. It's an 11-point lead. It's getting to that time of night, folks. My brain begins to shut down. Half of it's shut down. My basic arithmetic side of my brain has gone. Right. Well, this table, again, I mean, these balls can be picked off, and there's a whole heap of points here for acero. And this has come at the right time, because I think acero was maybe thinking he'd played his last shot, the way that Frankel was building up the score. And now the shoes on the other foot. Acero looking to get rid of that deficit. Vitally important he does that before he misses or makes a mistake. Now he's locked up 2 balls on the right side rail. We've got the one in the, what is it, the 11? Yeah, it's the 11. And they're not ideally set as any sort of combination. Now, he's got no shot there but a dodgy cut in the 13. Well, he seems inclined to try and take. This is not a set combo in any way. I hope he's looked at the gap between these 2 balls, because there's not much of a gap. He has to make it, and that was harder than it looked. And does the 5 ball go? Yes, the 5 ball goes. So the 5 ball would be a good break shot, but he might have to worry about that at a later time. And another inch through to get rid of the 4 ball there. He's just fallen short. he's no choice now, has he? He's got to take the 12. And this is not an easy one either. He's going to be running into balls and needs that little bit of luck again. And he's overcut the 12. And, well, the run is only 8. He hasn't managed to get rid of the deficit. He's still trailing before. And Frankel's bank in. So the mission wasn't accomplished there by Acero. Left himself high on that 12 ball. Not an easy cut. And these pockets, you catch the jaw or the point and there is no leeway. It ain't going in. Now, was that Acero's last shot? I think he probably won't be worried because he knows that Frankel can't get a break shot to work. He'll probably think he'll be back at the table in a minute or two. Well, that remains to be seen. Now, 3 ball is a possibility as a favourite for the break shot. I think that's, let's see where it is in the triangle. Yeah, it's down in the corner. Now, this is much better. He's still got a very good angle, but can he pot the 3? Score goes to 81, 10-point lead. And in goes the 3, and is he on a shot? And the answer to that is yes. He's got 1. He's got 2. He can play a thin cut back in the 15, or he can cut the 5. I don't see anything else for him. There's absolutely nothing there. This is getting ugly. Well, it doesn't matter how long you look. There's nothing there for you, Frankel. It's a thin cut in the 5 or cut back the 15. I would prefer, to be honest with you, to take the 15. I don't like this shot at all. I don't like it. That's far too high up and too risky to cut that. 15 looks much easier. You've got a wee margin of error with the cut on this 15. If you cut it to the jaw, it's still going to go in. So you've got that 2-inch gap. That's well played. Now how's his luck again? Well, he can't see the 11. The 9, well, that's like putting a... Well, I think that's a last resort shot, looking at that 9 into the middle. There's barely enough width for that ball to go anywhere. And that 2, well, it's a little tuck shot here. He's just tucking behind the 2. And now, well, he's left nothing. And that's the main objective. Well, there's no harm done as long as you play the decent safety. And he's left Acero absolutely nothing. Acero can have a rush of blood here if he's looking to do any with that 5 ball, but there's no way you'd ever get me trying to pot that 5. Mind you, if you look at it though, it's off the rail by a good inch, and you've got that margin of error on the cut. It's not as tight as I thought it was, and maybe it will come down to it that Acero might have another look at it. No, he's trying to hide the cue ball. He's not managed to get to the pack there. He was trying to get to the cluster, and he's left it short. And does that 8 ball cut? Not in my book, it doesn't. So it's a nasty cut down the rail for the 9. And if he's going to go for it, well, when you look behind the 8, it pots. But it's got to be extremely thin, and you've got to hit it 100 mile an hour to get that 8 ball to move. Well, he had to go for it. It's worked out not too bad. He'll be happy with that. 10 ball on the rail. He can pot the 10. Nudge those balls at some point if he wants. Doesn't need to do it now, but if he was on it, it's a possibility. And that's, well, that's okay. He's on the 9. So what's the lead? He's on 85. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So he needs a break ball for the next rack if he clears these. And if it goes the way it might go, then it'll be the most important break shot he'll have played in this tournament. Well, I don't know whether he's got a good enough angle here in the 11. Well, he has. He could pot the 11 and get down and get rid of the 5. It's the same thing. You don't want to leave it too late. You want to get down there, get rid of it, and forget all about them. Had the chance here with that 11 ball. The 11 ball was an easy enough shot just to run through for the 5 and take care of that and the 2 ball. Well, he might do it off the 2 now, I don't know, but he's still not. He's still concentrating on the wrong end of the table for my liking. $13 ball could be the break ball. Cue ball has to go to the, again, either the right side rail or out into the table to leave that high angle to come off the right side rail and into the pack. So we're getting to some crucial shots here positionally. Well, now he might not have many options now. 14 ball, 11 into the right middle. Looks like the plan. So it's going to be onto the rail, is it? Or out into the table. It's onto the rail. So Frankel needs 5 balls for the match and needs a break. He's got the break, he's got a ball, and he's got 2 balls at the back of the pack, and he's also got the 5 ball, and, well, not an awful lot more. So he's got 1, the 12 along the rail is 2, or the 4, and then the 12. Is it the 12 or the 10? It's a 12. So he's got the balls to win the match here, and I don't mean that in any other sense. So the only worry would be getting onto the 5 or on the 8 into the middle. What's he chosen to do here? Well, that 8's too tight. That is very tight. No, I think I'd give that a second thought. Now, he's taking the risk if he pots a 12 and into the pack here, but he's only needing 2 balls. Well, I don't know why he played. Now, any of you guys watching, why did he play that 8 ball? He only needed 2 balls for the match. He could have he could have potted the 12 and took the risk of nudging something. He'd have been unlucky not to be on something, but why did he take that? And did he look behind it to see it was so tight? Oh dear, well there you go, there's a gift. Frankel's prayers have been answered. And Acero has played his last shot in the tournament. So Frankel, just a 5-ball for the match. Doesn't like the 5, he's over the 7, so he's queuing over the pack for the 3, but this is fairly straightforward. So Frankel, well, it's only 2, it needs 2 points, what am I talking about? Well, either or, he's got them. And I think Acero rushed into that shot there. But that could have been a fatal mistake by Frankel, but Acero done him a favour, and Frankel has won the match by 100 points to 71. And more importantly for Frankel, it's a revenge mission. Doesn't matter what he says, it's a revenge mission for the final. And we'll have a look at the bracket. And the bracket will update in a second or two, hopefully. And so everything will be up to date. We're just waiting on it refreshing, and we'll see that the final is going to be between Frankel and Semipro. Well, it will update at some point, hopefully. Hopefully this week it'll update. There we go. At last. So now, if we look at the main side of the tournament, there we go. And they have until January the 29th. So this is what, the 22nd. So they've got a week to get the match played, and as long as I know when the match is going to be, well, at least the good thing is that both of them are from the UK, so it should be a reasonable time to suit me. And the final is a race to 200, so good luck to both of them. And with that, folks, it's thanks again for your company, guys. Thanks for watching. And I'll hopefully find out when these two guys are going to settle and come up with a time to get the match played, and we'll have that on live stream as and when we know. So I will bid you guys good night, and I'll wish the guys Semipro and Frankel good luck for the final. And well, take care, folks. I'm off for a coffee.